Welcome back, guys. We are here for episode 1 of season 2 of our Degens Dragons. Myself and Airball from last season made it from the plane of Kamigawa to the new plane of Capenna. And we're picking up a couple of new players along the way. You guys know me, Mtgnerdgirl. You guys can find me on all platforms making all sorts of content. And then Airball?
Yeah, AirballMTG on Twitch and AirballMTG on YouTube.
Astrals?
You can find me at AstralsFlame on Twitch, Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram.
And Veggie, what do you do?
I don't know. But you can find me at Veggiewagon on all of the things, except for Twitter, which is Veggiewagon Yee.
And MoxReuby, our DM?
Hi, everybody. You can find me on other people's channels, but also MoxReuby on pretty much all the social medias.
Awesome. And all of us are mostly Magic the Gathering content creators, but we all have a deep love for D&D. So we're kind of mixing the best of both worlds here, and we set up a D&D campaign in the world of Magic. And each season is 8 episodes, and as we jump from season to season, we go along with the actual Magic community into the next world or plane that they are exploring. So, we're a little bit behind the curve, but Capenna is still the current active set, so that is where we're going to start. Real quick before we jump into MoxReuby's introduction, I do want to thank our sponsor, Cool Stuff. They sponsor us for this show as well as the entire Degen team. You guys can get Magic singles, dice, sleeves, everything you need for all of your nerd needs. And you guys can use the code DGEN at checkout for 5% off. Helps us get more of these episodes, helps them continue to fund our sweet projects. So make sure you guys give them a chance to earn your business. We actually do have one other sponsor as well. Mox, do you want to tell them about it?
Yeah, sure. I'll tell you about our next sponsor. Hey, y'all, this episode brought to you by Hank Yoshido's Mechs and Machines. Come on down to our new location, located just a few blocks from our old crater location in the Tawashi Town Center. Hank's M&M is the first names is your first name in cars, trucks, motorbikes, vans, semi-sentient machinery, thundering colossi, runaway freighters, oval chase dragsters, and smugglers copters. Not to mention top of the line upgrades for your wheels, treads, boots, rails, feet, engines, and sexy Roombas. So come on down to Hank Yoshido's Mechs and Machines, Kamigawa's most trusted source for you and your crew cost.
Well done. Very well done. So now that we've had a word about our sponsors, let's go ahead and let MoxReuby take it away while we start our very first episode here in Season 2.
Ladies and gentlemen and everyone else, welcome to New Capenna. When last we left our heroes, Jen and Airball had been transporting Greasefang, a wanted criminal from the plane of Kamigawa, and when last we saw them, they stepped out of a portal and into an alleyway. Dark, dingy, damp, looks a lot like a Batman comic, and perhaps looks a little bit unwelcoming, but to Jen, this looks like home. It is probably what we would call close to 11 or midnight at this time. Steam rises from grates. You're probably about 50 feet from a main road. And as we get started, you three, go ahead and make the first roll of the season, which is going to be a perception check for me.
All right. My perception check is going to be awful 7.
I got a 15.
All right. Jen, it's kind of just you're just excited to be home, right? It smells awful. It smells like wet garbage. It's cold, but like not cold enough. It's damp, but it's not damp enough to really need a coat or like a jacket. You're also wearing the wrong clothes as you just left Kamigawa in kind of the middle of the summer, and it was like a nice summer night, and you get here and it's kind of gross and dingy and it's like 50s and it's not good, but it feels like home, and that's good enough for you. Airball, you're not as distracted by the trappings of New Capenna, and so you are much more able to take in your surroundings without the distraction. And what your mind tells you, what your keen senses and your calculating, literally, mechanical mind tells you is a number of things. One is you are not spotted. There is nothing around you that saw you appear in this plane of existence from an extra dimensional portal, which is very nice. The other thing you notice is Greasefang seems unharmed. She is, a little surprised to be in an alley that is kind of dirtier than where you guys just came from, but again, no worse for wear. But the thing you notice most is the main road that is maybe 40, 50 feet from you is full of activity. And this would not be unusual for most who come to Capenna late at night, as the clubs are bustling, the bars are open, the shows are probably letting out, or some of the shows probably just opening. But the action seems a little bit more fervent, a little bit more hectic than simple nightlife. But it is far enough away that you're not noticed, and it's not terribly distracting.
Okay.
Okay. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, after you.
I was going to ask if I can pick out what anyone's saying from this distance with my Android hearing.
With a 50 feet away, can't hear anything specific. You do hear shrieks, perhaps screams, but that could just be excited bargoers, right? That could be bachelorette parties. You can't really suss out the meaning of the noise from this distance. Greasefang is just excited to be in one piece and looks at you and says, "All right, here we go. We got the plan. Where are we headed, team?"
All right. So we've got Greasefang in tow. Here's an image of our companion at present. So, So I'm going to go ahead and turn to Airball and suggest we better get Greasefang to Obnixilis sooner rather than later, before any of the other crime families start to find out that he's here.
That seems sensible to me. Where do we go?
All right, we're going to head to my boss's mansion. I think that's probably the best place to find him.
Okay, I'm going to have you make a survival check, Jen. This is a nondescript alley. You don't know exactly where you've spit out, but this is your backyard. You know the city like the back of your hand. So go ahead and make a survival check for me.
Only an 8.
Okay. From your current surroundings, you don't know how to head to an Obnixilis safe house or office or anything like that. You'd have to get your bearings a little bit more about you.
Okay. I think we should head towards the biggest group of people, head out in the direction that we think is going to be the street or the market, find where the food is being served, and I think from there I'll be able to get a better idea of where we're at.
Okay, I'm following you.
Okay. Right. As you guys walk more towards the main road, the noises and the sounds become more discernible. You can certainly figure out more of what is happening. It is not merely the excitement of New Capenna. It is not merely that people are having a very good time. What is in fact happening is chaos. There appears to be people running away from something. Women in nice dresses very clearly have fallen into puddles and are running. Some of them are carrying heels in their hands. Men in nice suits have taken off their jackets and are running away and looking back over their shoulders. And as you look over in the direction of where they're looking, you can recognize a large festival kind of situation building, where I don't think you would know specifically what this building is, but you can tell that it is very clearly a place that people go to have fun, but some sort of disaster has happened inside of this building. There's smoke rising from windows that are shattered. There are carts that are overturned, taxis and vehicles that would normally be running, taking people to and from, that are helter-skelter all about. People are in a fracas. You see a man who has a cut under one eye, a woman who is hobbling a little bit as she runs away, and that's what you see in front of you.
I do have a question though.
Yes.
Do I have any sense of what I think might be happening? Because this is my own like home plane. Like, you know, if you live in a specific area in the US, you might have an idea or whatever what's going on. So
yeah, now that you're back on the main road, you can definitely either make survival, once again, to seek to catch your bearings, to just see what neighborhood you're in. Investigation would certainly qualify here because you're looking at specific. You're looking for road signs. You're looking for any sort of business that you might recognize, any of that kind of stuff, or general perception if you're just trying to catch a wide swath of what is in front of you. So any of those, I think, would qualify.
And we're set. Okay, I think I'm going to go ahead and run an investigation check because I do have +1 to that. So hopefully I can roll a little bit better. And we did 19 for a 20 total.
Okay. Investigation. You look around, you see the telltale signs of the party district of New Capenna. You're in the Metzio, which is in the middle, which means that you're not too far from any Ob Nixilis headquarters, though anyone who lives in New Capenna wouldn't necessarily know that other than you because of your relationship to him. But it's not going to be too hard distance-wise to get to where you need to go. But you'd also see bars and casinos and ballrooms and big fancy convention center kind of places that sell beads and jewelry and costumes and masks. You know that you are dead center in cabaret territory. And something has gone wrong at a extremely large venue. And with your 19, even though you may not have ever been here before, you know that this is Jetmir's place. Jetmir is the guy who's in charge of the cabaret. He is the head honcho of this family. And something has occurred within a ballroom or facility in cabaret territory that looks like an attack, looks like a some sort of possibly terrorist activity, possibly some sort of incursion of a military force into the middle of a party. And now all of these party goers are scattering like cockroaches, trying to get away as best they can.
All right.
Can I pull aside the guy who had the cut under his eye and ask him for details?
What is it? Yes, I'm trying to get away.
Excuse me, sir. Would you please be able to give me any details about what's happening in the center of town?
Oh, good heavens. Well, they came out of nowhere, and they started attacking the heathens, and they just came in and looked like they were going after some of the people in the upper balcony area. Can't imagine that they would try to assassinate Jetmir and Jenny and all of the others, but perhaps that's what they were doing. In any case, there were many of them, and they came in and they began trying to attack everyone. It was madness.
Did you get a good look at what they looked like?
I didn't get a good look at all. It seemed like they were thugs and ruffians is what they were.
And did Jetmir get away?
I could not tell you anyway. I didn't see Jetmir all evening, but knowing him, he certainly could escape away.
Okay, why don't you run off to safety?
Yes, thank you. Okay, goodbye. And he sprints away.
Airball, I think we should check it out. If this could be my boss, And if it isn't, I'm sure he's going to want to know what's going on.
I think so. That seems reasonable. What do we do with him?
I'll drag
Or
him.
her, Greaseback.
I'll drag her.
I'm just along for the ride. Listen, we are already here. What am I going to do? Run to my house?
He has a point. He kind of needs us at this point. Also, I think he's got a pretty sweet deal with...
Yeah, the contract's been inked. It's going to be okay. You don't need to worry about me.
All right. So, I think we should head into the fray and see if we can kind of figure out who's doing what here, and then we can take that report back to Nixilus.
So, the three of you going against the stream, against the current of partygoers who were having a nice night out and suddenly whatever happened occurred, are running opposite you as you slowly stride towards this cabaret venue. Does not appear as if there's any constabulary on the scene yet. Doesn't look like there's any cops here just yet. Very recent whatever has happened here. And you can see that the building is still partially on fire. There are bits that are smoldering. People are still exiting the venue. There are girders of the building that are creaking as if threatening to collapse. It's a very dangerous building that you're standing outside of right now. And as you look inside, go ahead and make perception checks for me.
I got a 7.
Okay.
All right. I got a 9. What was the roll again?
Perception.
Perception, which I have 0 of. So, 9.
Okay. 7 and 9. I mean, it's a hugely hectic scene. What's up?
Sorry, Ruben. I forgot to add my 4. I have an 11 total.
11. So above a 10. So you're going to get something here. But you're not going to get a ton. I mean, it's so hectic. It's smoke covered. New Capenna is smog filled on the best of days, much less when there's an active building fire happening. So you don't see a ton. Astral, what is something that they do see, though?
They're gonna see some construction work done in the background.
Perfect. You see some members of the Riveters who were working on something. They are trying to salvage whatever they can with whatever structural integrity they can cobble together, it seems. Veggie, what else do they see?
They're gonna see a giant angel statue that's leaning against a balcony very precariously.
Nice. So at this venue, there are some amazing, gigantic Gothic Art Deco statues. One of them features an angel, resplendent and very column-like. It looks like the damage, whatever was done here, if there was an explosion or some sort of underground attack, has caused that structural integrity to start to lean. And those construction workers have started setting up the scaffolding that they had in place for their construction to try to put the angel statue back at least into a stable position until Osha can come down. The god of New Capenna, Osha. But just behind the statue and this scaffolding, backlit by flames, a little bit in the moonlight, you see 3 figures running along the top of the scaffolding, escaping, perhaps even making a daring escape, over the top of the building.
Is there anyone underneath the angel who's in danger if it falls?
No. Everyone who was here has made their way out. It doesn't seem like whatever has happened is in imminent danger of hurting anybody, except for the construction workers, perhaps. But it seems like all the civilians are safe. Okay. So the 3 figures, you as Magic players know that the 3 figures that are running are Elspeth, Vivian, and Giada, running away from the adversary's attempt on Jetmir's life as the adversary instigated the crescendo in New Capenna. However, you as characters have no way of knowing this. But those are the characters that you see outlined in silhouette running away from whatever is befalling this place, and they run out of sight 150 feet from you, many floors up, and there just seem to be other people escaping this this dangerous situation. Fortunately for you, it seems like there are no civilians who are currently in danger. It does not look like there are many or if any, bodies on the ground. Does not look like there's anybody who remains dead or completely injured, which signals to you that this must have been a targeted attack of some kind.
So my character would have no knowledge of these people, given that he's from Kamigawa?
Would you have ever seen any of these characters before? Vivian or Elspeth? I don't think you would have seen Vivian or Elspeth before. Certainly not at 150 feet.
Okay. But I can make out that they're two women and a little girl.
Correct.
Okay, then I suggest that we go after them because they're running away and they seem like they need help.
Do they seem like they need help? It looked like they're the bad guys in this situation, right?
Make an insight check.
My instinct would be that they were the attackers. Insight is, of course, 0. Man, my stats suck.
I have a 9. I rolled
I got
a 9
a
for
17.
Okay. Your tactical mind, Jen, signals to you that they are not being clandestine. They're not being sneaky in their escape. It seems like they're just leaving the scene. You can also tell that the clothes that they're dressed in, they are out for a party. They are not here for an assassination attempt. So while your initial instinct is that they are the instigators here, their body language and clothes don't suggest the same.
Okay. Do I recognize Elspeth?
Yeah, maybe. What do you think?
I mean, I assume I'm like one of the higher up of Obnixilus's enforcers, so I don't know what their relation is and whether he would have whether I would have knowledge of that. That would probably be your domain.
I'm going to say you can't recognize her at this distance.
Okay.
Not at this. I don't think that you got a good look through the smoke 150 feet away at a weird angle. I don't think you got a good enough angle here. But you can definitely tell that there is something at least familiar, but you can't quite put your finger on it.
Okay.
However, you do see among what is left behind, in addition to cabaret streamers and empty bottles of champagne and upturned casino tables and party plastic chips as far as the eye can see, you do also see drips of blood. Obviously that's not going to be unusual, but there is a trail of blood that leads from what looks like a VIP area down onto the floor and then out a side door. And given your relationship with others within the Obnixilus organization, you can recognize this as demon blood specifically because it looks significantly different than everyone else's. You think this might be an injured Obnixilus leaving the scene.
Ooh, my boss was here.
So as you see this trail on the ground and the unknown trio escapes through some far off windows and your trio begins to pursue a trail of possibly your boss's blood, we pull back from this current scene, and instead the camera goes way, way, way up into the sky into the gorgeous Park Heights neighborhood of New Capenna. This is where the high and mighty live, with emphasis on the high, as we're way, way up in the sky. Towers reach high up and scrape the sky, as it were, you see the symbols of Spara and the brokers and her headquarters, beautiful topiaries and gardens. It is late at night, and so the fountains have that pleasant late night noise after all of the pigeons have gone to bed. But some of the offices are still bustling. Some of you are still putting in the midnight oil. Some of you are still grinding, trying to get that next edge. And one of you that's still grinding late into the night in the Obscura offices, Veggie, describe your character, please.
My character's name is Gustav Inc. He is a cephalid, so a squid folk. He's stuck in the office, very very displeased about being there because he'd much rather be out in the field as an Obscura spy. Prides himself in his performative abilities, and thanks to a certain job that didn't quite go so well, entirely his fault, he's been relegated to some office work.
So as Gustav, you sit at this desk. It's 11 on a weekend. There's stages to be performing on, and you aren't on them. You aren't doing the double agent thing that you know you were born to do, and instead you're relegated to this desk, and it sucks. But you're not alone here. You're not the only one in the office right now. Who else is who else would be here?
The intern, Swedba.
Swedba? All right. Who is actually, you know what? Airball. Who or what is Swedba the Intern?
Swedba is a tiny cat Leonin kind of thing. Like a cat girl.
Perfect. Swedba is getting college credits. This is the best. Like, you're working in an Obscura office right now. I know it's late hours, but you're getting so many credits. This is like the best resume fodder. And you're in the office, and it's not just you two. Don't worry about it. There's some other folks around. Who else would be around?
Blamp.
Blamb. All right. Blamb is a coworker, let's say. And Blamb is played by Astral. Blamb, you're a coworker, and you know Veggie pretty good, or not Veggie. You know Gustav pretty good. You're more used to desk jockeying, but so it's a little bit more unusual for Gustav to be here. But you're just trying to make the best of it, you know. And you two have known each other for quite some time. Now, of course, it can't just be the grunts that are here. You've got somebody who's on shift. You've got somebody who's in charge. And that person's name is...
Gerdnerl.
Gerdnerl.
God damn it, Veggie.
Gerdnerl is the big boss who's in charge of this particular location. Blamb, first of all, Blamb, who or what are you?
I'm just a nice party bird, don't you know?
Okay. I love it. And you two are hanging out, or you three are hanging out. Swedba and Blamb, you and Gustav are, working the desks. Gustav seems a little down about it, though.
Gustavo,
I don't know how much longer I can do this.
Gustavo, what's wrong, my man?
I have these papers, and I do one, and it feels like there's three more immediately. It's all in my brain and out, and I do not. I cannot do this anymore.
I got a thing that I can help you, Gustavo. You wanted me to help you?
While they're talking, I just walk by and put more papers on the desk.
Okay. Gerdnerl, what are you?
Gerdnerl is just a regular human. Very. I got my tie nice and tight. I'm very professional. Obviously, I'm the boss. I have to like make sure everybody is doing all their stuff and looking very presentable. So I've got the nice suit on, and I'm just making sure everybody's busy at work.
Oh, yes. Thank you very much for this wonderful gift that you've given me. And I will make sure to send this spreadsheet over to you for the month. Of course. Yes, thank you.
Gustav, this is tough, right? It's hard. And you're a little distracted. And out of the corner of your eye, you see that you have an incoming scry. You have an incoming message in your inbox or in your in bubble that does not have a signature of who it is from, but you have it to read.
Well, let me take care of this first.
Gustav Inc. The plane jumpers require your services. Meet at the following location as soon as possible. The address is given, or a numeral GPS coordinates, XYZ coordinates of New Capenna are in the inbox. Swedba is peeking over your shoulder.
Look, look at that. I'm all done with my papers. I would not worry too much about this message. Is just my dog needs to be taken out. I told her not to send a bubble. But I think I should go now. And if there's anything that I've forgotten, then you can take care of that. Thank you. Yes, it sounds like you would take that that offer.
Well, what's that behind you? Did I see a message there?
Yes. Like I said, it's just my cat. Not like not like you. You know, it's just a small cat. My pet, you see, needs to get a root beer or something. I just need to go home.
No, I see on that. There's a location there. It's like on a little card. It's like, are you going off to play in one of your Squid games?
Yes. You've got me. I must go to my Squid Games. This is it's the second season of the Squid Games, and they've really upped the production value, and I did not want to miss it. You know.
Ooh, sounds scary. Sounds like fun. Be careful. I hear they're dangerous.
What I want to know is Veggie going to stay in the accent for the next 7 episodes?
Oh, we're here.
Yes.
I feel like we've committed.
Unless this is a fake accent, but I don't want to give anything away. So,
but I'm here to do whatever I'm doing.
I love it. I'm here for it.
I would say Gerdnerl. Veggie is on his last legs at this particular branch. If he gives up another, I mean, his position within the Obscura is already pretty on thin ice. He's been demoted to desk work from the field. He's very clearly doesn't have his head in that game. If he trips up anymore, that might be it.
Okay.
But Blum and Swedba, you wouldn't be any the wiser on that, I wouldn't say. Gustav, you also know this. You know that you haven't had a win in a while. So leaving right now is tough. But it's a choice.
Follow your dreams. Be the best Squid Gamer you can be.
Papa Blam used to tell me, believe in the you that believes in yourself.
Is Blam a leprechaun?
Blam is a parrot, I think. And so just puts on a bunch of voices of various kinds. Yeah, I got it. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And,
So he looked like he was starting to pack up a little bit. I'm assuming I see that.
Well, I don't know. Gustav, or do you look like you're trying to get out without Mtgnerdgirl seeing you?
I'm definitely trying to, but overdoing it. Just like the same energy as like the person, the guy in the movie theater that's like doing the big reach over to put the put his arm around the person. So it's definitely like, yes, I've just all of the work is done. I would not wear a do not check it. I'm just gonna maybe put this in my pocket. Probably just go to the restroom or something. But for a long time until tomorrow.
Gustav, if you leave work early again, we are going to have to let you go.
Yes. Of course. I'm aware of that. And thankfully, Blam has offered to finish anything I might have forgotten, and I'm gonna give Blam a look like, please, just I need this.
Oh, it's all about a good time. I'm here to help me, wee buddy.
Blam, you promised me you'd go to karaoke with me later.
Whatever. Fine. Go.
All right. So you're able to pack up, and you're trying to. So I mean, Mtgnerdgirl sees you leaving. I would say make a. Man, I was gonna have you make a deception check, but you didn't really end up deceiving. You just kind of said, "I'm leaving." I would say make a performance check.
I can do that.
Try to lean on your inherent charms.
Wow.
To not get fired here.
How the heck do you have a +6?
That's what Gustav does, baby. Gustav performs.
That's my thing. All right, I've got an 18.
Okay. 18 to performance. He's the lovable idiot in the office, right? So it's you're able to abscond without too much fanfare. Blam, you know that taking on the extra responsibility means more responsibility in the future. So that's good for you. Swedba, I mean, you're just excited to be here. You're a little oblivious to Gustav's whole shtick. But Mtgnerdgirl's, I mean, you're on Mtgnerdgirl's bad side. It's not great for you, probably in the office politics situation. And on top of all of that, do you even know what the plane jumpers are?
I think that I do. There's a very popular touring company called the Plane Jumpers, PLAIN Jumpers, and I've mistakenly identified this as a casting call for the Plane Jumpers.
Right, the Plane Jumper, the famous improv troupe, the Plane Jumpers, known for their performances at the Third City Studio here in New Capenna. You think that you're getting a callback to join this illustrious comedic troupe It's not until you get outside and realize that the bubble that you've received spells it differently. And the location that's given is not in Cabaret territory. It is in a interesting and odd location within the Metzio. And as you leave Park Heights, you sort of leave the friendly confines of well-trimmed shrubbery and well-kept sidewalks and head back down into the main city, the real Capenna, as it were. And you can't help but think that maybe, I mean, if you, hopefully you don't have to move to the Metzio. Gods forbid. But walking this way, it certainly feels a little less than stellar. Go ahead and make a survival check for me.
10.
Okay. I mean, you have the map, right? So you can sort of follow your MapQuest map and get to where it says you need to go, and you come out to what looks like a storefront that sells well-tailored suits and canes and hats and shoes. Looks like a menswear store primarily. And in the address is between that and what looks like a grocer or a bodega that isn't currently open, of course. Neither of these stores are open, but you see the address of 8 and you see the address of 10, and you're supposed to get to 9, and it doesn't look like there's a space there.
I'm not sure why we have the even numbers and the odd numbers on the same side of this street, but that's a normal thing that I would not normally be worrying about. This must
Here
be...
in Capenna, that's how it works, baby.
This must be community theater, as long as they pay. Okay, and I'll tentatively... you said there's an alleyway between 8 and 10?
So there's not an alleyway. There is a small gap between buildings. I would say probably 4 inches, maybe 6 inches wide between the buildings. It doesn't look... There's no door here. It doesn't appear as if there is a... There's no address here, certainly.
What can I see down that little...
Do you have night vision?
I have dark vision, yes.
Dark vision. Okay.
Give me those big eyes.
Test. With those big, yeah, you get that big squid eye. Perfect. So you peer down and get
an 8.
Okay. I mean, can't see much. You don't see anything out of the ordinary. There is perhaps a rat scurrying down the wet as some of the gutter runoff comes in between these two buildings, but you don't see anything untoward here.
Hello, Mr. Rat. Are you the casting director? Okay.
Do you speak rat?
I do not.
Okay. It comes up to the edge of the building and sort of looks at you a little bit.
So I've performed with the Barkites players, and I had a small background role in a Jennifer picture. She was not involved with it, but that's not important. I went in such a rush I did not bring my resume, but as you can see, surely you have invited me here, so you've heard of me.
The rat will come out and like sniff at your tentacle feet, and circle around you, and it'll stand up on its hindquarters and will nose at you. Go ahead and make an insight or animal handling check.
Okay. My insight's a little better. 10.
Okay. You think that this rat is nosing towards what is in your hand, which I assume is the map.
Like I said, this is not my resume. I've left that in the office, but maybe you were supposed to walk me into the green room. Can you show me on the map where we are headed? I'll offer up the map.
The rat leans into the map, looks at you, looks you up and down, and as you look at the rat, it transmogrifies and unwild shapes into a gorgeous elven woman, dressed in what can only be described as like a cat suit, right? Like a skin tight black cat burglar situation. And she untransmogrifies and she says, "Oh, you must be with the plane jumpers. Come on with me." And she turns sideways and becomes two-dimensional and starts going down this very narrow alleyway.
Yes, that is me. I am one of them.
All right, Slime. Enough talk. Come down the alley.
I will. I'll squeeze my liquidy body into the space and kind of sideways saunter down behind her.
And you can just do that, right? I think that squids can just do that. I'm pretty sure. I saw this on Animal Planet once.
Yes, canonically, the cephalids are very
Squishy?
not like shape. They can't shapeshift, but they're very malleable.
Great. So you go down this alley, and you end up. There is a door in this 4 to 6 inch wide alleyway that you couldn't really see from the street. Big double door, and this shadow opens it, and inside is a resplendent study, overstuffed chairs, lovely bookshelves, and you see that it's mostly empty. There is a fire lit, mostly empty, but you do see a very elderly man with little Coke bottle glasses currently sewing with a needle and thread the arm of an enormous man with reddish black skin and huge horns. And he looks at you and he motions to the chair and says, "Take a seat. We'll talk." And then we will cut to the Chaldea. So as we pull out of the office where this man is getting sewn up, literally, and we leave the Metzio, and instead of going up to the park heights and the fancy glitz and glamour, we go down under the Metzio into the Chaldea, where the real people of New Capenna work and grind out a living. And it's a Friday night. And a Friday night at 11 p.m. in New Capenna means one thing, and that's fight night. And there's a bunch of people at Ziatora's Proving Ground this evening. Big capacity crowd of like 250 in this warehouse, all sitting on crates and boxes up in the rafters. There are people poking their eyes in through the windows. You got a couple of bird people who have like perched themselves looking down through a hole in the roof of the warehouse, and it is an amazing sight. A fight is currently occurring right now between just the roundest person you've ever seen. Human, but like just sausages. Like these just shaped like sausages. Big neck that looks like a tire. And he's slugging it out in there with a rhino person. And this rhino's got like a crooked horn, missing an ear. Both of these guys are huge, just 300-pound people, and they're slugging it out. They've got makeshift gloves on, and the crowd is absolutely loving it. There's a big betting board, maybe 20 feet long, and like 5 feet tall, tons of chalk marks, tons of bets. There's a guy with popcorn and concessions walking up and down the aisles. People are shaking fistfuls of currency. And it is a crazy situation. And waiting in the wings, talking to his fight manager, is who?
Dargla Fireway, but I go by Yom.
Yom, you, well, tell us what you look like, Yom. What does pre-fight Yom look like?
Pre-fight Yom's in his favorite attire, working day and night in his workshop chief uniform, always ready to give it a bet. Bit of a red scale from a strong background there, and he's got a bit of a grunt on the shoulder, but he's happy to help. And when the time's a-coming, someone needs their new shoes to last forever, he'll take them for a little dip in the right time of night.
And you're talking to this little devil person who barely comes up to your knee, and he's like rubbing your shoulders. He's like, "All right, it's time for fight night. You ready to go, buddy?"
Always ready, always ready.
Yom, you're gonna do great. I think that we got this one in the bag. I don't know who you're fighting against just yet. They haven't told me. But I think tonight's our night. We're definitely gonna do it.
Absolutely. You know what? Name doesn't matter. All that matters is the proof of strength we got.
That's right. If you got your boxing skills, you got your fists of fury there. That's all we need. Am I right, buddy?
Absolutely. Just believe in the fists.
Placing bets nearby, but not necessarily within earshot of you. You can sort of peek out. Your locker room is a makeshift space beneath some of these crates. So it's not like you have perfect privacy, but you've got a little bit of something. As your let's say, what should my character there be named? Archie. Your fight manager Archie is hyping you up. But there are lots of other people here. Not the least of which are who? Anyone else? What do you think? Let's say some bettors. Let's say there's a high roller bettor who's going up and making a big wager on the next fight between Yom and Rex. Let's call them Rex. And so Yom and Rex is the next fight, and we got a big high roller coming in. Nerdgirl, who is this high roller, and what are they looking for in this fight?
The next, this high roller is, she's actually here to place a bet for someone else. It's not actually my money. I'm betting for my boss, but actually it's just stolen money.
Very nice. And you get to the front of the line and says, would you like to make a wager?
Yes, I would. Actually, my boss would like to put in a wager of 500 gold. I'm assuming we're still keeping gold from the
works for me
D&D world here. 500 gold from my boss. He would like to put it on Yom.
Oh, Yom to win? Okay. 500. I need to get to my manager real quick. I don't know if I can handle that much at one time. Just one moment. Can I handle this many dollars at the same time? Okay. I guess so. I don't know if I can count this high. Are you sure it's 500?
We just had a good feeling.
Okay, all right. Thank you. And this youngish human takes the money and holds it in his hands and looks terrified, and like carefully takes it back and like fills out all the paperwork and gets your ID, and you get your betting slip. And you are, of course, escorted to a ringside seat, or any other seat, should you so choose, to witness the fight after this one.
Great. Thank you very much.
Of course, madam. Who else?
Well, I assume Rex, who I think, if Rex so chooses, is kind of in on a little scam here to go down in the third.
Yeah, so you can make eye contact across the ring at Rex. Rex is thinking. Rex is an elemental made out of rocks. He's a brick elemental. He looks like a Williamsburg, Brooklyn brick. Can I curse?
Sure.
He's literally a brick shithouse, and literally is a house person. And he's got gloves over his bricks, but he's sitting over there and he's getting his rocks massaged. That sounded bad. He's getting ready to fight, and he makes eye contact with you, the high roller, across the ring, and gives a curt nod. And as that occurs, who else is in attendance here?
There's a mousy little woman who would also like to place a bet. She walks up to the guy who's taking bets, and she seems unsure about whether or not to bet, but she decides she has faith. She's like, "Hi, my name is Adrian, and I'm going to place a $20 bet on the Rocky one. He's going to win."
Oh no! No! I made him Rocky! We have to end the show.
Did you just start playing that on a harmonica?
Beautiful. That's beautiful.
Shut it down. We can't beat that. That's as good as it's going to get.
I can't be a part of this production.
Harmonica was great.
Adrian walks up, a very mousy woman, very pleasant woman, walks up to the bet. The gentleman takes the 20, writes it down, and you receive your ticket.
Thank you.
I hesitate to ask, but who else is at the fight? Actually, I know who else is at the fight.
Mm-hmm.
The referee is at the fight. Who is the referee?
The referee is Slobbo. He's a troll. Has no idea what the actual rules of engagement are. Usually is just the one to hold the two fighters back until it's time for them to fight.
Great. And as the festivities of the opening acts come to a close, it looks like the Rhino eventually, a real slobber knocker of a fight, but the Rhino is able to put this very round man down for the count after several rounds. Gets a knockout win. His fist raised in the air. They mop up the whatever blood and spit is on the ring, and they're able to clean it up a little bit. And the ring announcer comes into the ring and says, "Ladies and gentlemen and others, welcome to Zia Tora's Proving Grounds." Yay! Tonight, we have our main event. Introducing first, in this corner, we have 1,400 pounds of bricks and cement hailing from a mixer somewhere in the Chaldea. Rex!
Boo!
Rex climbs into the ring, and quite belaboredly, he's not the most athletic building you've ever seen, which is saying something, I think. And
He's not a gym.
Yeah, he's not a gym. He is not a gym, and he doesn't go to the gym much. But he is tough, and he's made from tough stuff. And of course, in the other corner, we have a crowd favorite hailing from parts unheard of. You know him, you love him, Yom Dragla Firwa, and Yom is led to the ring, and you're able to climb in and get ready in your corner. It looks like your corner person says to you, listen, it's going to be good. You're going to have a great fight. I can't imagine this going past the third round. Am I right?
I think you're right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm winking.
I'm winking.
I'm trying. I can't really wink. I got.
Is there something wrong with your eye?
No, I'm trying to wink, but I can only do both. Pretend I'm only doing one.
All right. You know what? Let me close one eye here, and then.
Good call. I'll do this.
There we go.
It'll end in the third.
Perfect.
Hey, you got this, buddy. All right. And doesn't even have to bend over to get under the third rope. And Slobbo, the referee, takes the center of the ring.
Okay, so Rex, you're gonna fight, and then Yam, you're gonna fight, and it's gonna be a fair fight, I think. And yeah, that's it.
Okay.
You got it.
Touch glove.
Punk.
I guess that means go.
Oh. Rex was walking back to his corner, and was like, "Oh, go!" and turns around and like throws a wild haymaker punch. What we're actually going to do right now is you and I are going to roll initiative.
Sounds good.
So I think your initiative is just going to be plus your dexterity. You don't have any additional.
No bonus. I got just simple.
Rex is slow.
I am 13.
Okay, you beat his 7. So go ahead and make an unarmed strike as you box and describe for me what your style looks like.
All right. I'm gonna ready up here just before I'm getting ready for the blow. Hey Rex, I think I saw your mother last night.
My mom, nice lady.
Your mom's a pair of shoes in the canal now.
What's that?
That's very mean.
I know. So was the
My
person
mom's
she's with.
penthouse.
She was a penthouse. Now she's pented down.
I don't get it, but it sounds mean.
Just go with it.
Okay.
What is happening?
Okay.
Natural 20.
Oh my god, natural 20. Go ahead. So for those of you who haven't played Dungeons and Dragons in 5th edition, a natural 20 is very good. That's the best you can do on a d20 roll. So what you get to do is you're going to roll twice the damage dice. What do you normally roll for your unarmed strike?
I believe it's a 1d6 for me since medium humanoid.
Okay. So instead of 1d6 plus your strength or whatever, you're going to roll 2d6 plus your strength and deal that much damage.
All right, so we've got 10 plus 4. 14.
Wow. All right. So you clobber a clean right across the chin, let's say, across the balcony, let's call it, of Rex, and you're able to take a chip off the old block there.
Ouch. Good one. My turn. Kunk.
And Rex is going to take the slowest attack you've just ever seen in your life. But is going to roll a 24. And will deal you 10.
All right.
And this is non-lethal. These are just heavy hits, right? And so you two go back and forth, and that's going to constitute the first round. Is by the end of that round, you dealt 14 and he dealt 10. Looks like you won that round for sure, and you take a rest, and you're getting some water squirted in your mouth. And your corner man says, "Hey, just keep your eye on the ball. Things are going to be great. Once you get to the third round, that's when we're going to really put it on the gas. Am I right?"
You're right.
All right, second round. Go ahead and roll an attack.
Hey, Rex.
Hey.
What's Rocky 2 plus Rocky 3?
I'm no good at math.
Rocking this fist in your face. 19.
That hits.
Will be 10.
Okay, 10 more damage. He boxes for another minute and a half with you, and looks like he's taking a ton of damage. Got a bunch of good body shots right to the mezzanine. And he looks at you and he goes,
Oh, Rocky 5. 2, 3, 5. Haha! 5 to your face.
I rolled a 19 to hit you.
Yep.
Okay. 6 damage.
Okay.
So looks like you're settling into the fight a little bit more. You felt each other out in the first round a lot more. It was a much more haymaker heavy first round than second round. But you still won that round, it looks like. You're getting ready to come out for the third round, and you're looking around at the crowd, and it feels different somehow. It feels like a different kind of fight. Certainly more well-dressed people are in attendance than you're used to seeing. It's tough to make out detail. You've been hit in the face with a sack of bricks for 15 minutes now. The lights are bright, the noise is heavy, the air is heavy. It's tough to make out details, but go ahead and make a perception or an insight check for me.
I think they're both the same, so I'll try for perception. 11 plus 2, 13.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. Minus 2. Never mind. 9.
You don't know exactly what's going on, but you see a lot of nice shoes. Like, there's a lot of nice shoes here. Like, you're looking down on the edges, the aprons of the ring. Just a lot of nice shoes. More nice shoes than you're used to seeing. It's interesting. And so you come out for the third round, and you start boxing, and once again, you're the faster fighter. Go ahead and roll an attack.
Hey, Rex.
Hey, what?
Did you ever hear the Rock joke?
No.
Rockin' D's nuts all over you. I got a 10.
I'm so mad. 10? 10 does not hit. And he rolled he rolled an 11, which I think doesn't hit.
Does not, no.
But now he's going to roll performance. The attack that you felt whiff. You felt nothing.
Mhm.
But as you feel nothing, you see his face turn and do a very good sail on this punch.
And he goes, "Rock these nuts, face."
And falls over backwards as if you knocked him out. But you know you didn't. The crowd goes crazy at this. Rex is a pretty hefty opponent, even for someone such as yourself with a great record. And Slabo goes over and counts him out.
One. He's out.
Yeah! The crowd goes wild. Adrian.
Rexy! I need Rocky! I need Rexy!
Yeah, you can clamber into the ring and take care of your beloved there.
I love you!
I'm
What is
sorry.
happening?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
And the well-dressed high roller woman calmly walks up and collects a lot of winnings. After the fight ends and you're lauded and presented with your portion of the purse, a courier approaches you and says, "Mr. Yam, I have a telegram here for you. You should read it. Can you read? I assume you can read.
I can read.
Okay, here's your telegram. See ya, bye." He goes off.
Just gonna lower down here and
Your presence is requested at behest of the plane jumpers. Please make your way to this location as fast as possible. It's a small map.
it's very, very small.
The roar of the crowd is still happening as you are able to get out of the ring. Archie pats you on the calf and says, "Great job out there, champ. We got a great payday here. You did a really good job. I'll collect it for you. You got adoring fans to go talk to. I think you got a lot of signatures to sign, maybe a couple of bottles to drink. You know what I mean? So
what you
you
mean.
have fun."
I will.
And as you leave, the map and note that you have in your hand is sort of giving you different vibes than the rest of what's happening around you. You're getting pats on your shoulder. You're getting asked for your autograph. There's at least one scantily clad woman who tries to kiss you. People are fawning over you, obsessing over you. And you are able to hurry out back to your dressing room, as it were, and sneak out the back without much fanfare. And as you take in the night air of this cool evening and walk from the Caldaya up to the Metzio, you think that maybe things are moving up. Things are looking good for old Yom. Go ahead and make a survival check for me
All
to
right.
find where you're going.
Yum tries to be pretty versatile with a 3.
You get up to the Metzio and you're like, "Man, I'd love to live up here. I don't know where anything is. This is all there are too many straight lines. It's too built. Like there's no exposed wires to follow. There's no girders to see where the foundations are. Everything's covered up, so it's tough to know where to go. So it takes you a little while, but eventually you hear the sound of commotion. And you're like, well, if there's noise over there, maybe that's where I'm supposed to go. And eventually you're able to follow this crowd of people away from... There appear to be several emergency situations that have all happened here in the Metzio. all kind of simultaneously. There was a fire at a party. There appears to be a building collapse on another side of town. There was a police have been called to a break-in. So there's a lot of stuff all happening all at the same time. So it takes you a little while to get to a location that you see is a small gap between a tailoring shop and a bodega.
OSHA definitely didn't approve this.
So you are presented with a similar situation to Gustav earlier. What would you like to do?
I'm going to ready my trusted weapons, and I'm going to take a quick punch. Maybe I can widen the path a little bit.
Okay, go ahead and make some attack rolls. We'll start with one attack roll.
8.
8. I mean, it's a wall. I would say that you hit the wall, but it doesn't do much damage. Also, it's been a minute since you've punched something without gloves on. And you just had a fight, so it's a little, a little sore. But you do make enough noise that it rattles the side of the building. And emerging from this gap is what appears to be a small rat that comes up to you and sniffs at you.
Hungry little fella.
Looks at you, sniffs around at you. You don't smell great, but they're a rat, so what are they going to do about it? And they eventually look at the item that you hold in your hand, and in much the same way as earlier, this lithe figure, this lithe cat burglar person, changes shape, and in her transatlantic accent says, "Come on this way, gentlemen," and leads you, shows you to a different entrance, I think would be the way to handle this. Probably opens a sewer grate that allows for a basement entrance to this office where you are led to. And in the office, you see 3 figures. You see a terribly old man whose face looks like folded clothes, sewing up a enormous demon in a pinstripe suit with rings on every finger and just like black sclera with pinpoints of fire as his pupils. And the third figure you see in that room is a sort of bookish, I would say, cephalid I'm picturing suspenders, but they are there and sort of like using their tentacles to look at the books on the shelves and things like that. Not long after the sewer grate is replaced, Airball and Jen, along with Greasefang, Jen, you know what this is. This is the safe house, and you followed the trail of blood to where in this direction, but the water of the rain and the drainage made it an impossible trail to follow, but you know the direction in which it was headed, which is this particular safe house. And you arrive at Obnixilus's office as well. And as you knock on the door and are welcomed in, Obnixilus smiles and says, the gang is all here. Excellent. Who is... Oh, that is... I don't think Obnixilus knows the Greasefang is coming.
No, Obnixilus definitely doesn't know yet. He sent me there to do a favor for the Wandering Emperor, just to get some brownie points with the leader of another plane, and that's all he knows. This is my first time back.
Got it. So, in the room right now, I will describe the 3 NPCs, and then I want you all to describe your characters in as much detail as you feel is appropriate. First, we have Obnixilus. He is in a black pinstripe suit, just a big barrel-chested man with a double-breasted suit and 3 buttons undone. Heavy injury to an arm. It looks like he might also have a black eye. He has his shoes off. and he looks to have sustained some injuries of some kind very recently. He's being attended to by a small, elfish, half-elvish human, tough to tell, very old, maybe even gnomish, with sort of like a Caesar ring of hair, stark white hair, Coke bottle glasses on his nose, sewing up the arm of Obnixilis. And walking in are 5 figures. The first of which is a female Nizumi gang leader in a biker jacket with a symbol of the Okiba gang on the back. This, of course, is Greasefang. And she walks in and like finds a seat and kicks her feet up and gets comfortable. And then the other 4 of you are standing there. Jen, please describe what they see.
So Jen is just a normal human, an enforcer. So a little bit scrappier looking, a little bit bulkier. Picture Vi from possibly the League of Legends, the Riot show on Netflix. So I like to punch things. I like to intimidate people. Just your typical enforcer.
What is your weapon of choice?
Right now I have... It's been a minute since season 1. I kind of forgot. I have a longsword currently.
Great. Airball.
Yeah, so it's a stocky-ish small android with pale skin, a tattered but well cared for uniform. It might have been yellow once, but it's not anymore. It's seen some shit, and he's just taking in everything going on in the room.
All right, and then everyone else in the room. Gustav, what do they see?
Gustav is a cephalid of the new Capenna variety and not the Dominaria variety. So mostly humanoid, but with some facial tentacles, wearing suspenders that are holding up a very odd pair of, I guess, pants. It is one full leg of pants, and the other is cut. The other leg is cut off, where like essentially short shorts would be. So it's like it's one full leg and one almost not leg, and is wearing a fishnet crop top that his body like occasionally like flows slightly through and then recedes back through the netting, and occasionally in his face you can see a little bit of color change, not like very prominent, but it sometimes fluctuates between like some reddish colors and some bluish colors.
And finally, Yam.
So Yam is kind of like stocky in build. Scales are reminiscent of a red hailing from the plane of Jund. He's a Viashino from there. Coming in terms of work, he's with the Riveteers. So his work is that of a work chief. That's his every day. That's the day. That's the night. What Yam lives and breathes is what he does. But even then, he's still got a little bit of a knack and a small soft side for the nice and shiny. So he's often carrying around a little trinket that was back from Jund and has been since refined to Capenna through his artisan work with the Riveteers.
Nice. And in addition to whatever you typically have on you, whatever portion of the purse that Archie didn't pick up and gave to you, you would have on you as well. Whatever that is, you can certainly choose to decide. I don't want to force you to have all of the money on you. And Gustav, you have your sending stones, you have your ledgers, any of the office supplies that you may have wished to bring along with you as well. And as you come in, Obnixilis shoos the doctor away and asks the doctor to leave. And the doctor very kindly says, "Hello, everyone. Good to see you. Make sure he doesn't tear open those stitches, all right? And he will exit. Obnixilis surveys the surgeon's work, puts his hands together up to where the rings are, and places them on his belly, and says, "Oh, so you've got the message from the plane jumpers? Yes. Good. Jen, it is good to see you again. Trust your mission was successful."
Yeah, I have some news to talk about, but I'll let you deal with your company first.
Sure thing, of course. Well, first things first. Who is the rat person?
The rat person is Greasefang. This is one of the gang lords or gang bosses that the Wanderer wanted us to put down on that mission you sent me on.
Yeah, hey, how's it going? Nice to meet you, Mr. Nixilis, I think was what they said. Ob, my name is Ob. Don't call me Mr. Nixilis is the demon that created me out of fire and brimstone many thousands of years ago. You don't have to call me that. You brought them here for what reason?
I didn't really see a better way to complete the errand that I was sent on, so I thought we could actually make some use of him here. If not, we can get rid of him.
What? That wasn't part of the deal. I don't want to get... Don't worry, it's not a problem. We don't get rid of you. We have to see exactly what we can use you for. We can have Sasha out front take Greasefang to one of the other locations. We can figure out exactly how to use them. Sasha and the woman who turned into a rat earlier comes in and says, "Yeah, come with me, and we'll be sure to have a good night together. It'll be all right. Little sister time." And Greasefang sort of looks askance at Jen and at Airball. Is this okay?
Yeah.
Have fun.
All right. See you later, I guess. Weird. This place is weird already. And Sasha says, "So you're a rat person. I also am a rat person." And they leave. Obnixilis puts his hands back over his stomach. He must stand 9 feet tall when he's standing. He's, made. He looks like he might just be made of titanium. For those of you that have never seen a demon before in the flesh, it's quite intimidating. But he is injured, demonstrably. I didn't. And he is calm. He doesn't appear to be skittish in any way. He says, "Yes, well, good job on the mission, Jen, and I'm very pleased to have you back. Having good help is going to be harder to find. You came back at a very odd time for me. I tried a thing, and it didn't really work. I think I got one of the 5 of the leaders overall, but it did not. I was trying to get them all. I was trying to kill every gang leader all at the same time, because I knew that as soon as one of them was targeted, they would all be targeted, and they would all feel danger approaching them. So I tried, but it didn't really work. The one that I tried to hit was Jetmir at the party. There was a big party at his gardens, and when I got there, he had a bunch of security, which we knew about, but there were some amount of extra planar, multiplanar defenses in place, which I didn't know about. He must have friends on other sides of the worlds. And when that triggered and I left, I immediately got a message from Project Lightning Bug in Ravnica, which pinged heavy interplanar activity at the gardens at the time. I said, well, I'm here. I didn't see exactly what it was, but we should get some people on this. They sent you, which I'm very grateful for. They sent Airball. It's good to see you, sir. I heard you were on the other mission.
Greetings.
Greetings. Nice to meet you in the person now. And then we had two locals who were here already, which I guess are you two. Hello, my name is Oculus. It is a pleasure to make your acquaintance. I don't know either of you, I don't think, but feel free to introduce yourselves.
The name's Yog Drugger.
Bless you.
Yes, I'm sure that you know of me. I am the great Gustav Inc. I'm very hungry right now. Where's the craft services?
I can get you some food if you're hungry. Let me see what they have laying around. He pulls out like a paper bag that has like sandwiches in it, or like whatever is left of, if you get like a bunch of sandwiches for lunch, there's a bunch of like halves of sandwiches in this bag. He says, this is what I have for now. I'll get something later. It's been a weird evening, and I also can't really leave right now.
So it's not a this is a non-union gig, yes?
I don't understand what you're asking. This is a planeswalker or planes jumpers gig, planes jumper job from the planeswalkers of the multiverse.
I'm starting to think that this is not the revival of Cats.
Oh, yeah, okay, I see what's happening. Yeah, this is not an improv show. I apologize. It should have spelled it correctly in the bubble message. But, didn't strike me as an actor, is all. I didn't really get that vibe from you.
Yeah, Gustav is like visibly hurt and like has to take a moment to himself after hearing that.
Well, I can say that your tentacled brethren are very popular in videos back on my plane of Kamikawa. They have some of the most popular videos on the Kaminet.
Yeah, cephalids are very, they got their tentacles.
Are you making a porn joke right now?
I was playing it off as, like, video games, but we can do it. Make an insight check on air, but no, I'm kidding. Make yourselves comfortable. I also have full bar. I just want to tell you what the job is. First of all, it seems like you're unfamiliar with plane jumpers, but for anyone else who may be unfamiliar, there are many planeswalkers, such as myself, in the multiverse. There are many worlds beyond this one. You seem to be understanding me. You understand there are multiple planes, yes?
Yes.
Okay, we're kind of on the same page then.
Thanks, Bobby.
Well, there you go. So, I don't know if I love that nickname, but I'll take it. So anyway, if you have the capability of becoming a planeswalker and have not yet been sparked, you are sort of put on the watch list. This watch list, sometimes we pull individuals from to give them jobs that we as the planeswalkers can't necessarily do for one reason or another. Either we don't have the time or we have too much heat on us. The heat part is part of why I need you here, and also why Project Lightning Bug called you in. As my attempts at coup were happening, and again, I don't care that you know that I'm a bad guy. I figure you know I'm kind of a bad guy. Like, it's kind of... but also, what is bad, right? All I want is my power. I was trying to seize power from other bad people, you see. And it sort of didn't really work as great as I wanted to. I didn't have enough good help. I'm glad you're back, Jen. So sort of got one of them. I believe we got one. I don't think we got any more, but we got Lord Xander. So I am in charge of the Maestros now, which is very nice. I'll take it. It's a small win, but we take small wins. Jetmir was the target at the time. I arrived at a cabaret festival or something. Other planeswalkers were there, which was a little odd. But Elspeth and Vivian, they only had like a split second of time to see me, and then they absconded with some little girl. I don't really know what the deal is. But Jetmir had a protective situation happening of planar origin. I could tell that there were reverberations of one kind or another happening around Jetmir, and he was protected. And then immediately the Planeswalker Project Lightning Bug pinged and told me that something weird is happening here, something strange is happening on the plane of New Capenna, and more importantly than that, something dangerous is happening. That there is some sort of destabilizing of New Capenna based on whatever multiversal incursion was occurring. And I said, hey, if you want to send people to help me figure out what the problem is, by all means. So my project is partially underway, but also I think a lot of people are going to be looking for me. So I can't really leave now. And also, I'm pretty sure the Planeswalker Union doesn't know I'm still here. So I think it's best if we keep it to ourselves that I'm still on this plane. I'm assuming the others have absconded and left it sort of as a crater, but we still know that there is something weird going on here. And that is why I've called you in.
Whatever you need done, boss, we'll get it done. Or at least I will. I don't know. I don't have a lot of faith in the help, but we'll get it done.
I mean, they don't look great, but they were chosen for some reason. I'm not the hiring people. This one at least looks tough, though.
Thank you, Bobby.
This one looks kind of spineless to me.
It looks like seafood.
I mean, everyone has their use, right? Everybody has a reason to be around.
Give me 2 hours in a roasting fire and we'll have some delicious calamari.
All right. I need you guys to not initiate fighting each other when I've got the job for you to do. I need you to figure out exactly what is going on with this incursion, whatever this defense of Jetmir's was. And however you wish to decipher that, up to you, I suppose. What are your skill sets? Starting, I don't think I know your skill set, Airball, actually.
I am an artificer.
Oh, you're sort of crafty. That's good.
I fabricate things. Yes.
Nice. That is good to use here. There may be surveillance footage at Jetmir's Gardens, if you could take a look. I don't know. I mean, something weird happened, so it could have all been poofed or whatever. But theoretically, there is surveillance footage or security guards or something left behind. And your skill set, Squid person?
Yes, I played. Let's see. I played the streetcar in the tin streetcar named Desire. I played the raisin in New Capenna. I played in the angel in Angels in My Drink. I've been many leading roles.
Title characters. I see.
Right.
Yeah. Great.
Yes.
So you're an actor.
I would caution you from working with a cephalid because they do have strong ties to the Obscura, but like this one seems like too much of an idiot to be any threat.
Oh yes, I have also played an idiot.
I believe you. I think that man, you're a lot. I think that you. I mean, you seem charming at the very least. I like you, even though you're very weird. I think that you will find you could probably talk to people, maybe ask around. I don't know how many. Perhaps you could pretend to be a palm tree at a Jetmir event or something. I don't know if that's like what you want to do with your life, but
Yes, I've played all of the scenery for the Pockets players.
now let me ask you this. Less acting, more camouflage? Are you able to stand next to that bookshelf over there?
Oh, do you mean this one? And his skin changes slightly brown.
Okay. I mean, that's pretty good. Like, we can go with that. That is usable, right? That is something I can use, right? Camouflage, a little bit of hidiness. In addition to, being like you walk up to a group of people and you just confuse the crap out of them, right? Like, I assume that happens a lot.
You know what? Yes, that does happen very often. I don't know why.
Yeah, distraction as well as scenery. I like it. Okay. And you punch things, one would assume.
Punch things, build things, tear them down, help people find the correct shoe size in a watery environment for extended periods of breathing.
Ah, I get it. Yes, you're a shoe salesman, let's call it.
And landscaping company extraordinaire.
And landscaping. I like this. This is very good. Okay, great. I can tell what your skill set is. You're much easier for me to wrap my head around.
You get me, Bobby.
There's one B. There's no other B. There's just the ob.
Right, so the Bob.
No, there's no B. There's no Bob. It's just ob. You know what?
Right.
Go back to calling me Mr. Nicholas. I like that better.
Got it, Mr. Bobby.
Ay, God.
No,
Mr. Bobby Nicholas.
Do you not hear him? He clearly said he was Albert.
Oh, Albert. Yes. Ob is short for Albert. Perfect. Listen, I hate you all, except for you all seem terrible, but I am forced to work with you now. And first of all, Jen, if you trust Airball, it seems like you trust Airball.
Yep.
If the plane jumpers and the planeswalkers trust Mr. Gustav here and Mr. Yom here, my paperwork says that the four of you are to work together to solve this issue. And if you are able to do that, I am at your disposal as it pertains to hiding places, supplies, medical attention, information, whatever it is that you require on my end. So you will be the boots on the ground, not those kind of boots, regular boots on the ground to find out what the fuck is happening, because I don't know and no one knows. And if Project Lightning Bug pinged and immediately sent me a message, it's a big deal.
We'll figure it out. We'll start with Jetmir's place and go from there. See what he has lying around. I might need some muscle. Airball's the brains, and I might need a snack.
Yeah, see what Jetmir has lying around.
Oh.
It's right. It's a good one.
That was some pretty.
The thing that you were doing with the words.
That was some cool stuff.
I appreciate it. Oh my god. So get your snacks, get your coat or whatever. But if you need to come back, Jen, locations of safe houses. Feel free to ping me, and I will be there.
Sounds good.
All right. Good luck, team. I believe that the Mtgnerdgirl Gardens are probably going to be swarming with law enforcement at this point. I have a few people on the inside. I can give you their names and their identification to be able to help facilitate a little bit. So we'll finagle it a little bit. Before you go, though, if you three could wait outside for just a moment, I'd like to talk with Jen about something real quick. The three of you are out in the hallway. I'll come back to you after after I have a little chat with Jen. So I told them the information that they needed to know.
All right.
The job as described is the job as described. I have a secondary job that I need done. Now that Lord Xander is gone, I have access to the archives. I do not have the ability to go there because they are also going to be swarming with police. And even though I know a lot of people, I don't know everybody. And if people find out that I'm still on Capenna, there's going to be questions. There's going to be problems. Inside of Xander's archives was something that Elspeth was looking for. I don't know what it was, but she was going to risk her life to get it. And if she is going to risk her life to get it, I want to know what it is. It's important that I know what it is before the whole goddamn Gatewatch shows up and ruins everything about this beautiful place that I now call home. So, if you can find a way to get into Xander's archives in some way in this investigation, perhaps tell them that you need to use the archives to do research or whatever. I don't care. Whatever it is, find what she was looking for and bring it back to me.
Okay. What resources do I have if it's something large?
What resources do you have? Do you mean large as in like the size of a vehicle, or do you mean large as in it's like a big deal?
Large as like a statue or a person that I won't be able to sneak out in my pocket?
If it is something large as in you need people to move it, contact me. I'll give you a private number, Sending Stone, and I will get the muscle over there immediately to get it out.
Okay. Sounds good. I will.
Actually, maybe I could probably come up with something better than that, but for now, that's what we'll do.
Okay. Sounds good, boss. Anything else?
It's all I know so far. I know all I know is what I saw. I dropped in. I had Jetmir in my sights, and he was freaked out, understandably. I showed up ready to kill him. And then something got in the way. Some sort of film or bubble or something protected him. And then he was gone in a flash. It was fast and it was surprising, and I didn't recognize exactly what the magic was that was used, the technology that was used. I don't know how he did it. All I know is that it wasn't something he could do according to my scouting.
Okay.
So something is weird.
We'll take a look at it. Are you worried now that you've killed Xander that the rest of the bosses are going to come after you?
I think the rest of the bosses don't know. So I don't think that they know that I'm still here. I think that they may be paranoid. They may be defensive that I am still on the plane, but they don't know how to fight me. They don't know how to come after me. And if I stay hidden, then they won't come on the offensive. They'll be defensive, It will be difficult to get any of their cooperation. It'll be difficult to get into any of their compounds if they have any information. The one that works for the Obscura, maybe he can get things from within Obscura. The one who works in Chaldea, I assume he's a riveter. If you get information from riveters, perhaps he can do that.
Are you not worried about working with people from other families?
No. I don't care about their loyalties. If they're not loyal to the Plane Jumper organization, then they have a worse problem coming than any loyalty they have to the family.
Okay. I'll keep an eye on them just the same.
I appreciate you, Jen. Do you need anything else from me? You need a new kit? You need any like a cell phone? Tickets to the baseball game? Anything?
So I just got back onto the plane. I have no stuff here. So yeah, I could use a phone and some cash for bribing.
Oh, easy. I'll get you a briefcase. He opens a drawer, pulls out a bunch of petty cash, plenty to handle any amount of bribes that you would need to do over the next, at least the next day, certainly. And hands you a sending stone that is burnt. It is a burner sending stone, and it has a direct line to his office.
Okay. That's everything I need. I'll see if I can take care of this and get back to you.
All right, good job. We'll see you soon. I will probably have to hole up here, at least for tonight, but you can get a hold of me now.
Sounds good.
The three of you who are out in the hallway, were any of you trying to do anything while you were out there, or were you waiting patiently?
Want to make friends with the cephalid? Maybe see how his life's going, if he's up to things. So, Gustav, right?
Yes.
I'm sorry about the calamari joke. I know it was a little selfish.
It was in poor taste.
I think the taste might be a little poor if we try to eat the friend here. The name's Yom. How's it going?
It is fine. I'm a little bit confused, but I sort of figuring it out as we go. So, what have you played before? Have you done? You look maybe on like the production side, with the face and everything. I assume you would not have been on the stage.
Never center stage, always a little bit back. I did have a starring role though once. It was a major production of Shoes Meet Water. Beautiful melody. You could hear the scream of the crowd of one gurgling, if it were, as they went down. We had a 5-star rating for all of one show.
That was I'm not so familiar. Is it off Obway?
More like off and under. I'll show you sometime if things go south.
Oh yes, that would be great. Thank you.
Anytime.
Now I do have to ask. Maybe you've been here before or something. Did you see which way the rat women went?
I think they went to rat-a-tat-tat.
That's the tattoo parlor for the rat people?
Yeah.
It is now. We've got a commercial for next week, everybody.
Yes. Yes. Because as you know, with the this star powers that I bring, often there's some sort of romance that happens. It's just unavoidable, and so I would like to maybe move us out along a little faster than expected.
I get you. You want a little something for the Inkling.
What? Yes, I understood exactly what you said, and I agree with it.
At this point, I'll rescue you. At this point, Jen comes out of the office. Obnixilis hands over the satchel that has something in it. And you are able to make your way out back onto the streets of New Capenna. Two of you are familiar with the location, so it is not difficult to head back to the site of Jetmir's party. At this point, things have cooled down. The fire department has arrived, and any exposed flames have been put out. There are police who appear to be investigating, and some cabaret guards of one kind or another, or at least agents of the cabaret, are posted up to make sure that nothing is being stolen or vandalized or anything like that. What would you like to do?
First things first, I'm going to go try to head towards... Why am I forgetting his name again? I'm going to head towards Xander's neck of the woods, I think.
Oh, okay. Want to go to Xander's instead of Jetmir's?
Yeah, well, I think he said he tried to attack all of them at once, so I'm assuming he killed Xander at Jetmir's party. So there's going to be all the heat's going to be there. And I'm guessing Xander's headquarters are probably going to be less difficult to deal with, and we'll let things cool down and go back.
Yeah. So there is a cordoned off section outside of this party. And there is a chalk outline on the ground of a large demon vampire shape where once Lord Xander's body presumably was. And it is well cordoned off and well protected. The closest maestro's facility, I don't know that you would know. Were you a maestro before Obnixilis, or were you always an Obnixilis person?
I assumed I was always an Obnixilis person. I didn't have much more backstory than that.
Okay. So this would be some sort of underworld connections check. I would say you can make a charisma check. And this will quantify your history within New Capenna of knowing people enough that they would let on to where something clandestine like a maestro's location would be.
21.
Easy enough. You look around the area, and it is the Metzio. This is the party district, and the cabaret are not the only ones that party. You know of a bar near here that is well known as a maestro's hangout, and with a 21, you also know that it features a speakeasy. And that speakeasy tends to be where many of the maestros, higher-ups, and made men typically like to have afternoon drinks and have some of their meetings. And so you know that that is a likely place for some powerful members to be.
All right. I know where to go, guys. We need to go to the speakeasy and see about finding out what happened to Xander. Why do I keep forgetting his name? We got to find out what happened to Xander and see if we can break in and get some stuff.
Okay. So you're able to head across town. Not across town. It's much closer than that, actually. And maybe a 15-minute walk from this location, and you're able to find a bar that is called the Ledger Shredder, and it is it's a pretty standard bar, maybe 50 feet long, 15 feet wide. Pretty dark in here right now. It's very clean in here. This is like the kind of place that lawyers go after work. And there's nobody in the bar except for one well-dressed young woman, blonde hair pulled back into a bun, black vest, white cuffed sleeves, and she's cleaning the bar.
Okay.
Can I help you with anything?
Yeah, I was wondering if you had a more private area to possibly get a drink.
Oh, I mean, we have a VIP section. It's right over there if you're interested. We don't. I mean, the bar is pretty empty at this point, though. So I don't know if any. I mean, the whole place is kind of a VIP section right now.
I see. Well, I was supposed to meet somebody, and they told me they were going to be here, but they're certainly not here now.
Do you have a name?
They didn't give me one. They just told me to find them here.
Interesting. Well, sorry I can't help you.
That is a shame. Okay. Well, I will have to come back when the place is maybe a little bit more busy.
I suppose so. Sorry. Have a good night.
What's the best way to move forward? Do I just start heading to the back?
If you know how to get into the speakeasy, then sure.
I mean, I know it's a speakeasy. I feel like it can't be that hard to figure out. Can I make a check to see if I can find out?
So your options here would be, if you want to look around the building and see if you can see a secret door or something like that, that would be an investigation check.
Yeah, I'm still inside, so I'll look around inside to see if there's a door. Most of the speakeasies I've been to, the normal ones have doors inside. So,
wait, do you Nerd Girl have real life speakeasy experience?
Yeah, they have them around.
All right, roll at advantage.
Okay. It was an investigation check, so
yeah, because you have real life speakeasy advantage. What are you?
15 and 17. Mox Boarding House has a speakeasy kind of hidden door.
Kind of. That's true.
I mean, that's as simple as that. I've been to other like downtowns where they definitely have little there was a wall of kegs, and that opened up into like a downstairs bar, which is pretty sweet.
Okay.
They kind of exist in most downtowns.
What does the Mox Boarding House one look like?
A bookshelf that so they have the bar, and then obviously there's a wall behind the bar, and you go around the corner to the walkway where the bathrooms are, and there's a bookshelf, and that just opens up into a little room behind the bar, and they serve you back there.
So here at the Ledger Shredder, that is exactly what they have. There is a fake bookshelf behind the bar.
Okay, I rolled a 17, so.
Yep, that's what you see.
Okay, I'm just gonna start walking back there.
Excuse me, hold on. Can I help you? What are you doing?
I told you I was supposed to meet somebody, and I don't know. You didn't want to help me out, so I know where it's at. I've been here before, so I'll just kind of see myself there.
I don't recognize you, but if you've been here before, I guess go ahead. Roll a charisma check. Or intimidate. Roll intimidate.
Intimidation's better. 12.
Okay. She says, all right, I guess, she sort of cows a little bit and allows you to open the bookshelf. The bookshelf opens up into a beautiful, smoky back room, and there are some shapes there, and many of them turn in your direction. I guess that's where we'll call it.
All right, that looks like it's the end of our very first episode. Airball, Astrals, Veggie, and MoxReuby. Thank you guys very much for joining us. If you guys enjoyed the episode, don't forget to check out Cool Stuff and use promo code DGEN for 5% off your order so we can continue running these wonderful episodes. And also, don't forget to check out Hank's AutoZone, right? They moved locations, I heard.
Hank's Mechs and Mechanicals.
Yes.
Yep.
Hank's Mechs and Mechanicals, they need your business, so go check them out. Thank you guys again for watching. We'll see you for episode 2. I'd like to end this video with a special thank you to those of you guys who have signed up for my Patreon. Without my wonderful patrons, none of this content would be possible. If you'd like to support this content and get your name up on the Wall of Fame, you can sign up for our Patreon by using the link down below in the description. Another way you can support the channel is by using code MNG5 with Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find cool stuff in stock. They have everything you need for Magic, board games, and any of your other nerdy hobbies.